Hello everyone and welcome back to Chris Aquatics. Now in today's video I'm going to be showing off the Caridina tank. I've been getting so many asks about this and I know you guys want to see it so bad, so I'm going to give you guys a quick look at it today and I'll show you guys what's happened since I set it up. And last update I did was like 2 months in and we're like 7 or 8 months in. It's probably a bit more than that, like 9 now. So should be fun to show you guys how it looks today and I'll get right into it. This aquarium was set up as a mixed Caridina setup, and ever since I've set it up I've had a lot of changes to the tank. I planned on having fish in it as well, which is why I brought a label, but that changed. They're down in that tank. Lights are off because it's fairly late in the afternoon for me. And yeah, so this tank's very much matured now. It has changed a lot in the time that I've had it set up. I'm not a big fan of my seed shrimp infestation. I've put fish in here to try to clean them out and I've done a pretty decent job, but they're starting to come back, which sucks. So every time I have water change I have to remove seed shrimp in like the masses, so that's not too fun. But the Caridina are definitely healthy. The tank seems to be healthy, minus the flame moss. That hasn't really taken as much off as I was hoping, but that sort of sucks anyway. But it's kind of working out anyway, and I'll show you guys what's in here. So I originally put a fair few shrimp in here, and there's been a couple that have passed away of old age, I'm assuming because they were fairly old when I bought them, and they've been replaced with ones that I bred in here. So there's a couple of different examples. That one right there with the kind of white body and black head, that one I bred in here. So it's pretty much the same size as the adults now, and it's been doing very well in this tank. There's still definitely breeding behavior in here. And there's so many isopods, so you can see those little white guys on the glass right there. This tank's definitely doing well. I'm seeing breeding behavior. That female right there is buried. Bit hard to see, but she's buried. And I think that blue bolt is also buried. It's a bit hard to show you guys. If I can find a better angle, I'll show you. But yeah, we definitely have breeding activity here. I had fish in here for a little bit to try to clean up the seed shrimp, so I'm assuming that the different fry that came out of these guys have been eaten, as I haven't spotted any since the first 2 batches or 3 batches or so. So it's been very, patience is a key sort of thing to this tank. There's a couple of different plants that have been added since last time. So the crypts are the same, this boost is the same in the flame moss. I added some Cameroon moss right here, which is clumped up really nicely. There's also a piece of boost right there that's a bit hard to spot. It's a very small piece, along with this one that I added. It kind of is this one here, this boost, this long leaf one, but I just had smaller bits, so I added it to this tank. I've also got a bit of, I think that's just Christmas moss there, that's kind of spread out across the bottom, and there's bulbitis at the top, so added a couple new plants to kind of spice up the tank. I'm always adding Indian almond leaf. The last lot started to decompose, as you guys can see, so I add them about once a month, but it's not too regularly as they don't seem to eat them too quick. You can see my seed shrimp problem, which is on it right now. They've also been munching on my boost leaves, which isn't too fun, so I hate seed shrimp. They're not fun in these tanks. They work in other tanks like your Neo Caridina setups, but in your Caridina it just never worked for me. It's becoming quite the pain. There's a very wide range of shrimp in here also, guys. So I have black tigers, I've got blue Missouri, blue bolt, some possibly blue steel. Some of these will kind of give you the vibe of like a shadow panda. You see the blue on the head on that one. While others are just like fully black too. It's a very wide range of shrimp in here. Probably about 60 to 70 in here. Look at that one right there. That blue is really nice. There's about like 60 to 70 shrimp in here, and I originally started with like 50. So it's kind of evened out, but it's gone a bit higher than it was. They tend to hide 24/7 back here and behind there. So if I feed them, they tend to come out a lot in the masses. Yeah, just this tank never really looks as lively until you feed. I already fed them today, so I can't feed them again. Not the light. But yeah, it's super basic setup for this kind of set thing. If you guys want to replicate something like this, it's super basic. I have the flow on this double sponge filter very light, as I don't want them to be blasted around. but it's super basic for this tank setup. I mean, like, you don't even need half these plants, you just need Java moss. So you need this soil. This is a 20-liter tank. I don't know how many gallons it is, probably less than 5 gallons. Probably less than 5 gallons. But it works for me. I definitely want to upgrade. I'd love to have this whole section of just Caridina on one big tank. It's just the rack's height tends to suck, because when you expand the length of a tank, it also goes up, and I won't be able to fit my hand in to get to the tanks if I go higher. So it's kind of just like a problem at the moment. When I end up with more space, I'll definitely go bigger for Caridina. But for now, we've just got this basic one, and I enjoy it. It's really nice to see shrimp that aren't just your plain colors. I mean, you don't see a shrimp like that every day, and it's just so cool to see. So I like to keep it this way. So this is the filter here. I got this from a friend, and it's quite a cool setup. I can't wait to showcase it when I do set it up. But basically, it's got cartridges where you'd store your soil, and I'm going to be doing it that way instead of having to store it out. So I'm going to have a plain base, and I'm going to try that out and see how that goes. One of my more blue bolt vibe shrimp. There's one of your more blacker ones. It's kind of like a black with a blue hue. It's very odd. Might be lucky and spot some fry. It's very hard, or shrimplets you want to call it. It's very hard to spot them in this tank when I'm trying to focus on other shrimp. I wanted to just give you guys a close look at it though, because I really can't get enough of these shrimp, and it's super awesome to see them. I'll just hold the camera there and talk. So yeah, this tank's super basic. I would not go higher than this on flow unless you really have a bigger tank and you can compensate with more space and cover. But right now I don't have that. Oh, just bumped something, sorry. So it's just a very slow flow. It works for me and I'm very happy with it. One thing I would recommend, actually, very odd, but it would recommend. So this is your algae scraper, right? I have this sitting on the side because up here, it's so annoying to get in and out of this tank and clean the front glass, and I don't enjoy it when I have to get in here with the scraper and you can't get in this angle. So I got one of these, and I only clean the front glass, keep the sides with algae. You can sort of see the green algae on it. I need to grow more, but I tend to clean the front completely, and this works a dream. So get one of these if you have a Caridina tank. Maybe it's just me, but the RO water tends to grow your algae quick. So I tend to have this, and this is what's worked best for me instead of getting in here every 2 to 3 days cleaning the glass. Because I'm trying to grow algae in here 24/7 for the shrimp to keep feeding on, and they keep cleaning it up so quick. So when I feed the green algae, I use a specific thing. I'll find it and I'll show you guys. But when I feed them that, I use rice bran. I just popped in my head. It's called rice bran, and I feed that to the tank, and that creates your green walls. And when I do it to the front, it tends to make it so I can't see the shrimp. So I recommend one of these. It's just your magnetic algae scraper. It's been absolutely amazing to have. It's made my life so much easier. So I'd definitely recommend that, guys. As for lighting, I mean, you guys can see everything pretty clearly. This is a basic eBay light, so I've got 2 separate tanks here. I'll lay the light out how it's supposed to sit. So it kind of sits. It's a 60 centimeter, but these tanks measure at 36 centimeters each. So I have, this is my rice fish slash killifish. Whoa, that's not zooming or going well. Rice fish slash killifish breeding setup, and I ended up with a lot of fry, along with killifish fry. And I have been growing them out in here, and this tank fits perfectly on the rack with this. So this is how I have the light like that. Just your basic LED. It's hard to show on camera, but it's like your blues, your reds, your greens. So it's very simple. Sorry if I blinded you guys just then. Very basic light though. You don't need anything special for Caridina. As long as it can just grow some algae for you, it works for me. So I'm happy with it. Other than that, that's my whole setup. Everything nice and simple. I feed these guys once a week on a high protein food, and then I have your snowflake food and your algae wafers, sometimes even your like Dimax flakes, this stuff that I feed fairly often. It's just a mixture of what I have on hand at the time, and I've given plenty of food to go, bloodworms, brine shrimp, and they eat it all. So it really just works for you. Always have the Indian almond leaves in there. You can't go wrong with it. It's only a benefit, and I'd highly recommend. I feed mulberry leaves when the season's right. I have a mulberry tree, but it's a deciduous kind of tree, I think, so it drops all the leaves. So I don't have them at the moment, but when I do have them, I feed mulberry leaves. I'd recommend those too. Boil them for like 5 minutes or so, pop them in the tank, and just don't let it sit in too long. But it works great for these kind of shrimp, and they smash it, so it's awesome. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video on the Caridina tank. And if you learned something, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. If you want to replicate this, I'll have the link to the video where I made it in the comments down below, along with the description, because sometimes it's hard to find. So if you want to find it, it'll be down there somewhere. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and this is Chris Aquatics. Have a good one, guys.